It's that time, everybody. Been waiting, I want to say, all year for this day, even though it's not our first season. That doesn't matter. It's the final season of 2022, and it's the final day of it all. Welcome to the top 8. Welcome to the grand finals, and welcome to the last broadcast of the year here at XP. My name is Formal, and I am excited to bring you not one, not two, but 3 best of 7s to determine who is going to be our finals champion here at HSL. It's going to be a big one, and I'm excited to watch the best of Division 2 go up against the best of Division 1, and then after the quarterfinals, see which Division 1 team is likely going to win it. Look, I don't want to throw shade at Div 2, but historically, it's been rough for them coming into these events, but maybe this match will be where things change. Maybe this is going to be the match where things start to turn around, because our quarterfinal match that we're going to be bringing to you, yes, it will be a best of 7, and it's going to be the Makos versus Mansfield, and it's going to be a fun match to watch out for. Here are our brackets overall, and as you can see, the Marsden Makos coming through this in Division 2. They were the number 2 seed. Mansfield, that number 3 seed. Winner of this one, probably going to be going up against Forest Lake Green, that undefeated team. And keep your eyes out for Forest Lake Blue in that lower bracket as well, the number 1 seed from Division 2. The 2 of these teams might be on that crash course, but the Canterbury Type-Ins against SPLC, well, they're going to be that other team we're watching out for. All those other matches, though, will be happening off-stream. Again, the one on-stream is going to be Marsden Makos versus Mansfield, and that is going to be a spicy showdown. We've taken the top 4, though, from each of these divisions after that season of play, and it's going to be an absolute blast. Hopefully, we'll be kicking this match off, actually, quite soon. I feel like we'll be kicking off sooner than we might think right now. I would like to thank our sponsors real quick, though, before we get into this one. EPOS, first and foremost, our prize providers for this event. They, are going to be providing headsets for both first and second place at the end of the day. So getting to the finals gets you into the prizes in that regard. It's a big thank you to EPOS again for providing the headsets at the end of the day. And Spirit Tech for helping provide, tools that these teams have been used to help their performance, help their coaching throughout the season. A big shout out to them. And of course, Computer Alliance as well for providing all the tech that we use to provide these streams for you each and every week, without which this would not be possible. Big thank you to all of our sponsors. Look, it's going to be a long afternoon. 3 best of 7s, rocking it solo. You'll have to excuse me if we start off a little mellow and ease into the day, as I believe we should be getting ready to kick this match off. I'm waiting to give the word go. I'm not sure I have the power to do that. If it were up to me, I'd be sending them onto the pitch right now. And you could say that's my not so subtle way of pushing it forward. Also, I know I haven't been the best at this all season long, but I do have the Twitch chat open. It's on that second monitor. If you want to say hey, feel free. Doing this solo can get a little lonely, and I like working with my color casters at times. And today, Twitch chat, you could be that color caster. So by all means, please get in there, get chatty, and hopefully we can have a good time together. As we're still kind of waiting for the players to jump onto the pitch right now. Let's keep my eyes on that one, and hopefully we will get going. Fingers crossed we get a good series in this one. Because they're best of 7s as well, it should be interesting to see, how teams can adjust, how teams can adapt as the series do progress, because typically in the best of 7, you have those times to make the adjustments. Unlike in the best of 5, where a slow start could mean doom and gloom, dropping 2 games in the best of 7, while not ideal, does allow you to bounce back at times. So, yeah, we might be able to see that, as not quite sure what's going on, why we haven't kicked off this game yet. Still kind of waiting for the go, and, all right. I've kind of, there we go. Got the feedback. Temporary loss. You guys have only seen, this upcoming matchup screen, so I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna see if I type it myself, if players will jump in. Not too sure. Doesn't look like they're jumping. Yeah, they are jumping in. There we go. All right, finally, we got this one going. Okay, so At least they're jumping in on one side. They are jumping in on the other side as well. All right, sick. So for the Makos, we'll have Joshua the Beast, Requiem, and Exotic. For Mansfield Esports, it will be Agent K, BC Exile, and the Best in Everest coming out there. Now, we haven't seen much of Mansfield during the season, so I'm going to be excited to see what they look like on the field itself. For their opponents, however, we've seen a lot of the Makos Black. We know how strong they can be. Joshua and Requiem each have had their key moments. They're kind of the two I'm going to be looking out for, not to discredit Exotic by any stretch. Just not quite, perhaps, you know, of the impactful season as the other two. Yet it will be Agent K putting those first dangerous touches on net, and will be the first one we're kind of looking out for here. As early pressure is going to come back the other way. Mansfield, every single touch so far has been with authority. Agent K leading the charge on a couple occasions. That shot's going to be in straight down the middle. And you can see how all three players got involved. Granted, it was sort of a weird one. Defense was just never able to get a solid touch on that play, so the Makos Black, definitely not the start they were looking for. Going to have plenty of time to come back in this. As we continue right along now. Historically, again, as I was saying, the Div 2 teams have not really come out strong against Div 1, and one of the reasons for that, again, the Div 1 side has always been where we put our more experienced players, and when it comes to Grand Final Day, where we kind of mix our two conferences, it always means that Div 2 has like kind of had an uphill battle just based on the seeding. However, you know, second versus third seed, sometimes this is where those upsets can happen, although at the moment we can see, even in this first minute and a bit, Mansfield very, very committed, very, very confident, just controlling so much of the tempo. Makos might have had a chance here, but I said that ball's going to start to come back up the other way. Defense a little bit off kilter. Shot was put at an angle, not quite in. Agent K tries to pass it back to BC Exile. Didn't really get that touch. Now, BC Exile is a player who has been in this league for a good long while. Has played many seasons for this Mansfield team. The other names still kind of newer to it, but obviously Agent K, who we saw straight out the gates, is someone who I think is going to be the player to watch out for on that Mansfield side. They definitely have been the first player forward more often than not, winning a lot of these initial challenges. Still early days, so we don't really know how far or how long that one's going to last for them, but we'll see as things do progress. Agent K now with the dribble. Can't quite get to the reset. That's going to be a little bit disappointing on their behalf. As the Best in Everest now throwing it back across, but won't be able to find its way through. And with time continuing to whittle away, this 1-0 lead for Mansfield, feeling pretty secure, especially when your opponents have yet to be able to get a shot in throughout one half of gameplay. And that could be a telling sign of how this series may progress. The Makos Black just pinned on their own side of the field. A lot of, you know, sharks in blue, I suppose, in the water, but not where they want to be. Perhaps a little bit too deep. As DB, okay, I was calling him Deep, the Best in Everest. It's going to get another one. The Best in Everest. So I think it's like supposed to be a play on the best ever in this. I don't know. It's a weird name. I like it. It's a tricky one, but it's a fun one. Alrighty. So 2-0 in favor of Mansfield. Still no shots for the Makos. That can change here. Requiem is able to get the clear across the middle of the pitch to try and create some of that space. Unable to go too far with it. The Best in Everest. Now it's going to try to bring it back, but again, actually winds into a little trouble in midfield. Makos, though, bumping into each other. Not the look we're hoping to see from them. Agent K now has a chance to play setup. Ball falling down, but not quite on its mark. This is going to be, you know, a little bit back and forth. A lot of space being given to both these teams, actually. Very deep spacing from both sides. Very late challenges. A lot of respect being thrown each side. And while I think that's kind of like the Makos opting to be a bit more defensive just because of the, perhaps the skill mismatch in this one. Or no, I shouldn't say skill, the experience mismatch in this one. I'm surprised on the Mansfield side. I would like to see them taking it because, again, the winner of this series, more likely than not, is going to have to be going up against Forest Lake. Makos Black shot on the line. Eventually, Joshua the Beast, I should say, is going to be the one who gets it through. And I like this. This is kind of that attack I was looking to see, but even then, that could have gone so bad. Joshua was actually the third member because Requiem just full-on whiffed the situation. Don't get punished this time around, but with minute 14 remaining, Makos Black They're going to have to create even more offensive pressure for a side where it's been kind of lacking from them. We watch the ball come back up the other way. Shot from Agent K is good. And that's going to be a 3-1 lead. Mansfield pulling further ahead in this one. BC Exile connecting with Agent K, who just found the magic touch. That goal probably will seal the deal, as there are now more goals on the Mansfield side than shots taken by the Makos. But you never know. A strong kickoff could help the team in blue. Kickoff goes the other way, however. In fact, Agent K nearly putting it in. Going to have, the Makos a bit concerned. BC Exile, another shot, another goal. And game one goes well and truly out of reach for the Marsden side. Straight down the center for Mansfield. Looking better and better with each passing play. 4-1 the lead in our final minute. BC Exile going to try to create some space. Demo's coming through. Agent K can't stay with the play. Exotic try to find some space. Ball gets crossed up against the defense. Is this a all-octane game? Hold on. We're going to... No, it's not. There's a Fennec right there. BC Exile. All right. Well, that makes me feel a little better. Even Requiem. Why did I think it was all-octane? There are clearly multiple Fennecs. The most important talking point as well. Octanes and Fennecs. I miss the Dominus. I'm going to start hashtag bring back the Dominus because, well, if that was a Dominus, maybe Agent K gets the double reset. That's all I'm saying. Also, why is Agent K pulling double resets in game one here? That's going to be something to keep our eyes on moving forward. Mansfield will go ahead, hold on to the lead in game number one. Eventually the ball will hit the ground. Eventually. Getting there into the corner. Still kept alive by Requiem, fair enough. And now it hits the ground when the most cards are around it because we want to make sense here tonight. 4-1 lead, 4-1 victory for the Mansfield team. Happy with that moving forward. They should be feeling in a good spot. I wish I could say this was, a bit of a shocker, a bit of a surprise, but realistically, this is kind of where we're going to be expecting the series to go in this trajectory, at least for the first series. Our next series is where things, I think, get spicy. The semifinals. That's where things could get good. But hey, the Makos can still bring it back. Like that's also under the assumption that the Makos just roll over. We've seen enough of these guys in Div 2 and their resiliency there. The fact that they even made the playoffs. Because Div 2 was an exciting 5-team race, particularly 3, 4, and 5, all vying for those spots. So the Makos really did quite well to get themselves in that position. And we'll see if it pays out for them moving forward as we are slowly getting ready to go here for our second match. Hopefully we'll get ourselves in quite shortly. As I'm doing a little, I might have to say, I'm going to do a little call out right now. Because, look, because it's final day, a lot of the teams have been trying to get, friends and spectators into the match to kind of watch alongside, which I think is all well and good. I love that kind of support. But if you're going to be in and spectating, make sure you hit that ready up, because when it's the spectators causing the delay in kicking off the next game, well, that's when you get angry for them. I jest to an extent. Here we go, though. It's game number 2. And straight away, BC Exile trying to lead the charge for the Mansfield side. Exotic attempts to bring it back, but can only go so far with it. More pressure coming from the Mansfield team, but not enough to put it in. Very interesting opening here to our second game. Mansfield looking to just keep riding right where they left off. In fact, Agent K again going for the musty. Trying to get a little spicy with the setup. Not going to hit the mark straight away, but it's going to be that later touch, forcing the own goal. And the Marsden Makos give one to themselves right there. 1-0 lead for Mansfield. Going to be pretty happy with that. First own goal of the afternoon. Hopefully we don't see too many more, but you never know. They can always come right back in it. Oh no, there's another! Back-to-back own goals. This time it's BC Exile downing it in their own net. Oh man, the back-to-back own goal. Only in Oceania do you see a great sequence of plays like that. Oh, wasn't expecting that one. Still, though, plenty of time to roll. the best in Everest. Going to lead the charge. Also, take a look at that beautiful shield. That's right. Yeah, we finally got the shields on all of the Mansfield side. Good to see. Good to see moving forward. Shout out to production. Shout out to the pressure as well. Mako's almost making it a 2-1 game. Instead, we're going to have to try and prevent the 2-1 game now. Agent K shot. Saved again by Requiem. Along that goal line. He's going to keep trying to push it forward. Ball's going to fall into an awkward spot. Agent K now. All the space in the world to press it forward. Gets the second touch. Ball falls underneath. Finally, there's the power through. Agent K, no, not able to create the space. Not able to create the gap. Big bumps, though, might open the door here. It will be BC Exile back to K. Nope. The best in Everest. Now pressuring Exotic from behind. Agent K, though, still sticking with it. Ooh, interesting side flip. I would have liked to see a proactive jump, but they were out of boost, so it was going to be difficult regardless. Now we get Agent K off of the ceiling. 2 underneath. Gets the nice little pop on the flick. Requiem, though, enough fuel in the tank to go up and collect it. And now, Mako's Black again with a chance, perhaps. Exotic is going to have to get this next touch. Ball was kept away, but it's still held in a dangerous position. Requiem almost able to muscle that one through. Joshua the best. I want to call him Joshua the best. It's Joshua the Beast. We will remember him moving forward. Wasn't able to do too much, so not beast-like on that situation. Can't really say it was the best either, so I guess, I don't know. What's another similar sounding word? Yeah, not going there. Yeah, it's a tough one for Joshua, but BC Exile demoed from behind. Now Joshua can't get it too far past that midfield mark either. It's a much tighter contested game. And this is what I meant about the Makos, just having that resiliency, something we saw from them consistently in Div 2, and it's coming through in spades in this game. A big turnaround, you know, going even in terms of shots. Neither team just able to get that ball in shooting position, perhaps the best. Just not getting the support from the rest of the Mansfield squad. Agent K pops it up, and now comes the follow-through. Now comes the threat. BC Exile backboard for Agent K. Shots way too weak with 3 defenders, though, sitting and waiting. Easy read by the Makos Black. We're going to have to do it again right now. Ball slowly making its way towards the goal. But corner play again. Shut down before it gets threatening, or is it? No, Agent K off the top post. Thought there was enough oomph there, but the chutzpah not quite enough to put it through. 133. Agent K back out to, well, no one yet. As the ball doesn't quite hit the ground. Instead, it will be BC Exile leading the charge. And these solo plays in front of the net just are not working. Makos Black have been able to sit back, make the reads, make the stops. Mansfield has to go for some infield passes, I feel like. Especially with how passive the Makos defense realistically is playing. Getting a bit of power, getting a fast pass play, or even a bump or demo would probably be the answer to it. See what the best in Everest is able to do. Again, going for the solo play, and I'm not feeling these solo approaches from Mansfield right now. That's the setup I wanted to see. The infield pass does come through, and Mansfield, with under a minute to go, finally get that 1-goal lead. It wasn't triple commit, so it wasn't perfect, okay? Still, but yeah, they got it in. 50 seconds on the clock. Makos, they're going to get their opportunity to respond. Maybe they can bring it back, but I still see it as a tough ask as we play it off the backboard. Agent K gets enough space on BC Exile, and who will now try to play it through that corner as well. And just like in Game 1, this final minute is where Mansfield starts to kind of put on the pressure and put on the goals. So they're going to get another one to really put Game 2 under wraps. Going to be curious where we go from here, though, for the Makos. How you adjust. I talk about the 7-game series and being where, you know, you do try to find those adjustments where you are going to be able to kind of try to elevate that play. We'll see if that's going to be the case right now. And again, we have to remember, too, for some of these players, I wish I could tell you who specifically. For some of these players, this could be their last ever showing when it comes to the high school Rocket League. So you're going to want to lay it all out on the line, and if you're the Makos Black, this could be that last chance. We'll see. Again, I don't know who the senior students are, so it's hard for me to kind of project and be like, oh, yes, this is going to be Agent K's last ever series, whatever, if Mansfield lose. Can't say for certain, but what I can say for certain, Mako's Black down 2 right now. Mansfield Esports. Keep on keeping on. Now 2-0 up. As we do. It should be worth noting, too. Out of those 4 goals, 2 of them were own goals, including the Makos one. So, it's hard to say they improved between games in situations like that. As we have readied up, and look, I'm going to say it, Protege on the Makos side. I said before, if spectators are holding up, you're going to get grumpy formal. Well, I'm looking at you, Protege, right now, and I'm seeing this lobby being held up. I'm naming and shaming, all right? Looking at you, Protege. I'm looking at you. Not impressed. I mean, look, the Mako's probably going to try to use all the time they can right now to just sort of regroup themselves and get ready, because down by 2, it's a little bit concerning, you'd have to think. This feels must win. This feels must win. As are we seeing a lineup change? No, we're not. We're seeing the same lineup come through in this one. So getting ready to kick off our next game. This is game number. Oh, we don't have name tags. There we go. Name tags back on. Pressure as well from BC Exile, but not going to be enough to get that opening goal. Can the Makos put it together? Can they get the big-time Dubsky, or will Mansfield go up 3-0? Most likely a matchup against Forest Lake, although crazier upsets have happened. There was a charity stream that happened yesterday with Bluebirds Rivals. If you haven't checked them out, I'm just doing whatever. Boop, Bluebirds Rival, look at them. Although I think they're done for the year. Point is, there are some upsets there. Ground Zero losing off stream in what everyone thought was kind of going to be a gimme win for them. It went the distance there. Maybe it will go the distance here in this one right now. Not saying Mansfield is a Ground Zero per se, but love to see what Mansfield will be able to bring. 1 minute into this match, though. Still no goal scored. Marston getting some support in chat. Good to see. They're going to need all the help they can get. And nearly Requiem with the double off the top post. Oh, you've got to connect on those types of opportunities. A bit unfortunate for the Makos out of the gate. Mansfield with time to respond. As we see Agent K now going up for it. Gets the touch through traffic. Good dribble. Better goal. 1-0 lead for the Mansfield side. Wait, Marston Makos have an emote? When did this happen? When did we get that? That's a sick emote. I want to see more of that. Yeah, spam those emotes. Get them through. Show your support. Show your trust in the Mako side. Maybe they can bring it back. I'm going to say it's less than likely. However, the fact that they made it this far, still a strong showing. Still in it. Still can bring it back, so we're not counting them out. But win or lose, you want to kind of support your schools right now in these types of situations, as BC Exile goes for the double. Unable to bring it. I feel like BC Exile has been around since the beginning. And we're talking years ago now. BC Exile has been around for a good long while. Been a fun player to watch. And maybe this could be a season for Mansfield that they can remember. Again, anything can happen on Championship Sunday. Played on a Monday. Celebrated perhaps on a Tuesday. Anything can happen today is what I'm getting at. And we'll see if Mansfield, how deep of a run they really can go in this one. Will anyone be able to dethrone that Forest Lake side? We'll talk more about them in the future, don't get me wrong, but at the moment it's Agent K putting in a kill shot. 2-0 lead for Mansfield, 2:14 remaining in this one. When Max forgets you play for Marsden. What? Who did I forget plays for Marsden? Hold on. Now I'm confused, Demo. Now I'm confused. Yeah, I know it's... I remember who you are. Did I say something silly? Look, I might have said something silly earlier, but I do remember who you are, all right? I remember things. I'm not that old yet. Here we go. 100 seconds left in this one. Mansfield on the back, well, on the front foot, I should say. It was Marsden on the back foot. Not able to get the goal just yet. Let's see what Agent K can bring. Gonna dribble it straight down the middle. Doesn't get the reset. Exotic almost made that save, but well, I say Exotic did make that save. I don't know why he said almost. There was a save made. Exotic hit the ball. Fair shot. Well played. Exotic again is going to hit the ball. Pushing it towards the goal, and Agent K will go ahead and save it to the side. Also, I believe, just like last time we had them on stream, Exotic representing the New Zealand World Cup side. The team that didn't play in the World Cup. But hey, at least they have a car. Unlike a certain other country where all these schools are based. Let that one simmer. Stew for a bit. Look, I'm not saying that Mako's chances are, you know, similar to Australia as well versus Argentina, but it still is that long shot, and maybe they'll be able to bring it back. 30 seconds remaining, though, here in this third game, and with only 2 shots on target for the Makos and 2 goals required, I don't think they're going to be able to make the comeback in this one. We're going to be looking at a game 4 with Mansfield on match point in 20 seconds' time. Unless the Makos can make the miracle happen here, Agent K lets the ball get behind them. Gets behind the second defender as well. Hold the phone. Pass to the middle. But it's going to be popped up and out. At least we made top 16. True. True. I mean, reverse sweep. Heard it here first. That is a bold claim, Mr. User-generated name. What is that supposed to be? I can't speak that level of lead. That is advanced lead speak beyond my comprehension. But yeah, no, top 16 was amazing, Demo. Like, actually, I had 0 faith in the Australian team to even win a game, let alone go top 16. So, you know, virtual hat off to them. They got through. And they were a moment away from equalizing that one. We all know how close it was. And if Australia can get that close, maybe Marsden can get that close right here. Maybe they can start to make that comeback. But until this point, it really has been the Agent K show as we are getting geared up for this final matchup. Hey, the protege on top of it this time. In all of the ill will I had towards the spectator holding things up is now gone. Protege, you're now my favorite spectator. Congratulations. Oh, no, now you're back on my naughty list. Why are you joining the Mansfield team? What was that? Come on. You can't do that. You can't do that. I saw your name come up. Here we go, though. It's time for game number 4. And the pressure is on for the Makos. Reverse sweep has been called in the chat. I'm not sure I'm buying what you're selling, but I will say this. We get a reverse sweep. Any reverse sweep throughout the day. I'm shaving the mustache. This mustache is sticking until the reverse sweep happens in any series. Like that's been what I've been saying, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah, one against Denmark demo. That was fantastic. Mansfield, by the way, 1-0. I wish I could get more hypey and excited about it, but the thing is, Agent K's just been doing that all series long. It's boring. It's played out. Now, good stuff again from Agent K, obviously. I mean, this player has been just dominating the pitch so far in our first quarterfinal. Yeah, a little sippy sip of the water. Putting us through. And Agent K, ooh, not going to follow through after that setup. So, still 4:07 to go. As I believe, not gonna say too much here. Yeah, awesome. You know, I'm going to say something right now. Apologies for getting a little distracted there at the moment. But, okay, no, okay. It's important to, you know, yeah. I was about to go on a tangent, but at the same token, that's not probably not for a high school stream. Not because I was going to say anything inappropriate. TLDR, my mom just called me on Discord. And that was really distracting because the Discord ringtone, as you all know, is loud and abrasive. And amazing stuff. Every time we're streaming, gotta find a way to call me in one facet or another. 3:13 to go. Requiem leads the charge. Ball off the post, but not quite in on its mark just yet. As things look to get centered once more, Agent K again. Another touch towards the goal. Save will be made by Joshua on the line. Next time my mom calls me in the middle of a broadcast, I'm just bringing her in. I think that's the only way how to teach the parent to not call when working. That would be fun. BC Exile is going to make it 2-0 with the play through the corner. That's going to be a good one. Because I actually, yeah, just beating out two defenders, chasing the ball. Fantastic stuff right there. So, 2-0 lead right now for the Mansfield side. In a good spot. Want to keep the pressure moving forward. Want to keep scoring those goals. As we're looking to get centered once again. No! To Best in Everest with the double touch through the corner. As we catch this one another time. Bonk badonk badoom. Kind of off exotic. I'm not going to call that an own goal. I'll say it's half of an own goal, but not really. Yeah, no, that I give that just more to the player right there. Like, that was just too much. Not going to consider it an own goal, so we get there. Should get my mom to commentate. Yeah, I know, right? It would be great. It would be, you know what would happen? She would unironically get car sick about, like, a minute and a half in. And that would be that. Ooh, Overt getting redeemed by Lush. Fact I'm seeing Lush already in the chat tells me we've got a Forest Lake team that probably 4-0'd their way through their series as well and are checking out their competition to see who they're going to be up against. Oh, sorry, Lush Rocket League. You don't want to just be named Lush anymore? Fine, fair enough. Lush RL in the chat redeeming that. But yeah, that tells me Forest Lake probably through. Forest Lake still going to be the favorite, and they're going to have a little matchup with Mansfield. More likely than not in that semifinal. No. Agent K, 4-0. Oh, Lushery, Rocket League, OCE, AU. All right. That's horrible. I'm going to shorten that to Lush. 4-0 for the Mansfield side at the moment. Hey, Chili Sign, how you going? As we continue along. As we get more pressure coming through. Everyone missing the ball. What was that? I know it's looking pretty one-sided right now for the Mansfield team, but come on, guys. Come on. Still have a minute 20 remaining in this. Want to see, you know, the less unforced errors in these final moments. As we hit our final minute 3 seconds. Agent K dribbling it across the middle of the pitch right now. 1 minute to go. Exotic. Can only go so far with that play. BC Exile, not quite. Hitting its mark. It's a double commit. And it's going to ring true. Agent K, 5-0. More points for Mansfield. As they keep putting on point after point after point. Still more goals coming in. 45 seconds on the clock. Requiem going for the dribble. Already challenges happening to Best in Everest. Down to BC Exile. Agent K wanted the shot. Doesn't get it, but no one's really making solid contact. It's a little sloppy. Through the backboard. Here comes Exile. Shot. No. Saved on the line, and I'm getting a little excited as if this is, you know, the start of some big dramatic comeback, but in reality, it's just more points going to Mansfield. 6-0 this game well and truly under wraps as we continue. What are my thoughts on Lush as a player? I'll stroke your ego when you get to the finals, Lush. That's going to be my response to that one, all right? You got to wait. Got to wait for that. Here we go. 18 seconds to go. And it's looking very good for the Makos right now. The best, not quite in that position where they wanted to be. Still going to try to follow it up. 5 seconds remaining on the clock. Requiem wanted one more for the Makos. Not going to get it. Ball. I thought that hit at 0 seconds, but apparently we'll just continue for an extra little bit longer. And do we make it a 7-0 game? Not quite. In fact, it's going to go nearly the other way. Joshua lets it drop. 4-0 victory, Mansfield. They get it done, and it is going to be the Mansfield side advancing their way to that semifinals. They're going to be going up against Forest Lakes, and pressure's going to be on them because I think that's going to be a vastly different series than what they just had against the Makos. For the Makos, you know, they came out there. It's always tough for these Div 2 teams going up against the Div 1 side, and we kind of saw that reason why. They were never able to get the consistent offensive pressure like we saw from the Mansfield team, so we should see. Do you know what happened to the draft league? I have no idea what happened with the draft league. Okay, that's a question for Lush anyway. So, yeah, on that note, I do believe we are going to throw it to a break while we get our semifinal matches started getting ready to get set and get underway. So do stay with us. We have 2 more matches to bring to you. 1 more until that grand final. We're going to be going down to the lower half of the bracket, though, for our next one. More Rocket League when we return. Thank you for staying with us. A longer break than expected, but the action is about to heat back up. Semifinals here at the HSL as we're getting ready for that lower half of the bracket matchup. ATC taking on the Canterbury Taipans as all of our teams from Division 1 were able to get through. And 4-0s down the board. Can't say we're too shocked by that, but again, it's always good to give the Division 2 teams that shot, but here is where we get down to the nitty and the gritty of it all. Our number 2 seed will be taking on our number 4 seed in this matchup. Don't think too hard about it because it's still going to be a good showdown between these 2 sides. As the Canterbury Taipans, I mean, they look strong. They were never really able to beat down Forest Lake, but they beat everybody else, including the Irish Warriors, on 2 occasions during the season. So we are going to see if that is going to happen once again. Word right now is being given to the players to go when ready. So I do believe we're going to be jumping straight into the action right about now. Irish Warriors in blue. Canterbury Taipans will be in orange. Best of 7 for the first time between these 2 teams this season. And we'll see who comes out on top. Highly, highly unlikely we get that 4-0 sweep again. But I am still kind of leaning on the Taipans to kind of be the team to win out in the end as we get underway. Real quick, lineups for the side. Irish Warriors, you have Karts, Rocket League, Sel Yabariri, who's going to be the player to look out for, and Milk Potato, which I believe is a name change from someone. Or is a sub. Not too sure. We'll see as things do progress. On the other side, Chili Sign, who is hanging out in the Twitch chat we saw before, getting ready to go, as well as Bentley Horn and Yabot260. This Canterbury team has had so much success throughout the season, so some high expectations on this. Just high expectations on every team at this stage moving through. Granted, winner of this will take on either Mansfield or Forest Lake, as that's being played in our other semifinal as we speak. And it'll be a good time to kind of, you know, punch your ticket in and really get yourself in that spot. Another little sippy sip of the water as we continue along. Canterbury Taipans putting the pressure on. Would have been a good dish had the 3rd member been pressing forward, but a little bit too risky to make those kind of plays, I feel like, early in this series. Double touch attempts stifled by Milk Potato as well. Look, we're going to get comfy here. This is when the series might start to get a little bit longer. This is when we might start to get, you know, more extended play. Selyabariri tries to take it across that midfield line. Will start get stifled in the corner before it starts to head straight back. Already had a demo deep, but the respawn is on the right side where the ball is. As the pressure starts to take us back in the other way. Twitch, you bought. Trying to put your pressure on forward. More of this back and forth. With each team going 4-0 as well in the first series. It does kind of make you think that, like, momentum should be on each of their sides. So we'll be curious to see how these teams start to handle that little bit more of adversity in this semifinal, especially with the prizes donated by EPOS starting to come together in that grand final. That just kind of adds even more on the line here in this series. And we are going to watch Karts put some pressure on, but not quite able to put it in. Another attempt from the Irish Warriors will be stifled on the line. Halfway through this opening game, and it has been a relatively slow affair. Only 3 shots taken by the Irish Warriors, 1 from the Canterbury Taipans. No shots particularly threatening until Karts right here didn't get the bump or the ball. So missed opportunity perhaps for the Irish Warriors, who will get another crack at it. Sell actually stuffed by Chili Sign. Ball slowly bouncing across that midfield mark. Karts will collect. Chili Sign presses it through. 2 minutes to go still. Yabat, open-ish net. Sell was able to get there, so really was going to need to put more juice behind that play. As we hit our final 2 minutes in our opening game, still no score. That's going to be the mark, I think, of a very unique series in front of the net. Nobody was able to kind of get that last touch in. Still 100 seconds left in regulation, but it's feeling like this one's going to be a 1-0 game. With the way how it's progressing, a chance for Milk Potato, no! Unable to outpace the defense, and I don't know how many more opportunities like that we could see from the Irish Warriors. They're still on the hunt, but in the corner, the ball gets jammed, centering it. It will be the Canterbury Taipans who continue to kind of be there first. We're not seeing too much at all. As eventually a bot will get that ball to the backboard. No follow-up immediately there. The Canterbury Taipans, they now got their second shot, but this one's going back the other way. Ooh, very late flick makes that first save, and the second shot will be denied before even happening. Canterbury Taipans, Chili Sign finally breaks the gridlock. 1-0 lead for the Taipans. Watch this one again. Chili Sign just found that right angle, and unfortunately for the Irish Warriors, unable to come up with the save on this instance. Here we go. 45 seconds still to go. The Taipans would love to hold on to this 1-0 lead. And they're on the attacking half, and that should make things a little bit easier. Irish Warriors double committing up the backboard. That's the desperation coming through in the waning moments of our first game. They still will get 1, maybe 2 more chances, you'd have to believe. But first they have to flip the map, and that's been so difficult for them over the past minute and a half. It will be Milk Potato driving forward, a more proactive play from the defense. But it's going to be a short-lived one. Karts has to have the backup from the team. Cell is there, gets it past 1. Off the backboard, Karts lines up, but isn't able to find the strike. And that could be the last chance had. In fact, we're going to get a goal the other way. Bentley puts it in. 2-0 victory for the Canterbury Taipans. They're going to go ahead and take game number 1. Oh, man. Taipans very happy with that opening win. Also, again, Twitch chat, happy to have our conversations with you. I am still watching. You guys were talking about Alexa before. That was happening in the other series. Not in this one, but internet connection can be something to look out for, maybe for Forest Lake in the future. I'm not too sure what's actually happening there as we get ready to go for our next one. Here we go. Game number 2. Kicking off. Irish Warriors looking to respond after the first game doesn't quite go their way, and they could get an immediate one off the kickoff. Chili Sign is able to rotate back and make that save, and with 2 people committing forward, all what you needed was a bump. Would have been a counterattack for the Taipans. Milk Potato slows it down. Doesn't get the goal. More pressure coming through as we kind of go past our first 20 seconds of play. Bentley not able to stay with it. Cell goes up, now trying to get that last late touch. Not able to find it. The Taipans off to a strong start. Defensively, they will let one through. Milk Potato off of that wall. I think the Taipans probably were expecting, as I was, the pass to the middle. Instead, yeah, Potato takes the shot themselves, and Milk Potato makes it a 1-0 lead at the moment for the Irish Warriors. Very, very well done. Cheeky little play, and one that the Irish Warriors are going to be happy with. 4:15 still on the clock. Immediate pressure from the Irish Warriors gets stifled on the line. You bought. Oh, didn't really get the clear they were looking for. A chance now for Karts to put it in. Has the backup from the team, and it's a 2-0 lead. Not even 1 minute into our second game. Promising signs for the semifinals, though. This start does tell me we could have a proper back-and-forth series on our hands, so let's get comfy with this one. The Irish Warriors playing so much further forward in this game than they did in the last one. As Chile sign off the kickoff, not going to get that second touch for the dunk. Very unfortunate. Would have been a goal. Would have been cutting into that lead that the Canterbury Taipans realistically are going to have to do, as they're going to continue to try to put pressure somewhat towards the net. Second touch gets it even closer. It's going to be another save on the line, this time by Karts. Irish Warriors doing a fantastic job in just holding on by the skin of their teeth. A visual which always has me a bit like, ugh. Like what is teeth skin? It's just not a pleasant thought. Bentley keeping it on the ground was probably not the play. We'd like to see a bit more of a pop to the shot. Speaking of pop and shotting, Sel Yabariri 3-0 now, as they absolutely popped this one through. Just crossing Bentley up, putting it in. Good stuff from the Irish Warriors, and this is what I'm saying. Get settled, everybody. This series could be an evenly matched one. It could be one that goes. I don't know if we get 7, but I could see 6. I could see this one being a 4-2. Canterbury Taipan's not done yet. Shot was on target, but the save had to be made once again by Karts on the line. Karts a couple of the very late saves. Pardon me. Karts is doing a fantastic job right now, as we've kind of come to expect, you know. From all the players in this upper division, they will have their moments where they will step up and come through quite huge. 2.5 minutes, though. Still halfway through the second game, and Karts now wants to be on the offensive side. Gets a little pinch off a defender. We're going to watch this one again. Let's see, Karts. Yeah. Just got it, the nice touch. Putting it through. 4-0 lead. More and more goals for the Irish Warriors. Taipans continue to live on struggle street. For our second game, at least. In fact, that's going to be 5-0. No, not quite. I thought it was going to go in. Eventually it does. Karts will be the one who puts it through. And that's going to be the third goal in this game for Karts, who has just been on form both defensively and offensively. Game number 2, a complete turnaround from game number 1. Game 1, 1-0 game. Canterbury Taipans do just enough to win it. The second game, all Warriors. Just keep piling on points after points after points, man. Pretty good stuff. We keep on keeping on in this one. I kind of feel like already with the way how this game has ballooned out of control, Taipan should be thinking games 3 and 4. It's just starting to look ahead right now towards that next match, because coming back in this one would be a challenge, is the way how I want to put it. Shot from Bentley Horn, crosses up the pitch, but isn't quite going to hit its mark. So we have to watch Sel Yabariri from underneath. Get a second touch. Now back across the middle, Milk Potato. We'll try to follow it through outside of that corner. Here comes Sel. No. Not able to make it 6-0. We are going to see some pressure on the backboard, though. Cambrai wanted at least one in this game, but not going to get it just yet. So they're going to go ahead and push that ball back up the other way. A minute 20 still to go. Chili sign. Backboard. No goal. Again, pressure, but no finish. Bentley getting bumped around. Not able to do too much after that. Maybe Chili sign will find the magic touch. Again, coming up a little bit short. So now it's going to be all on Bentley. We'll put it down, but not quite through. Still 55 seconds remaining. Sell. Oh, actually loses possession, but Bentley misses as well. Less than a minute to go, 5-goal differential. Yeah, we're looking ahead to game number 3 right now, and I mean, for the Irish Warriors, this is the exact way how you're going to want to bounce back. So good stuff from them as we count down our final moments here in game number 2. Tied series, this best of 7 turning into a best of 5. Enough to get excited for. That is for certain. The other team really kind of corralling it. It was 5 quick goals as well, and the Irish Warriors have kind of slowed it down. So even though the scoreline's going to look very one-sided, I don't know if all that momentum carried over. I would love for a late goal right here for the Irish Warriors to really put the cherry on top. Not sure they're going to get it, though, unless it comes at that 0-second mark, and even then, you're just kind of playing around for funsies at that stage. So the Irish Warriors take game number 2, 5-0. All 5 goals scored in the first half of it. Second half goes scoreless. And we're going to gear up to a tied series going into game number 3. Things very, very interesting indeed. Oh, boy. Here we go. It's going to be a tough one, I feel like, for a bounce back for the Taipans. I mean, getting shut out always can be a bit of that blow, but I also kind of wonder if the Irish Warriors kind of losing that momentum in the second half of the game where they're necessarily going to be sitting as well as we get geared up to go for our next match. Third game in the series. Pressure on both sides right now. You'd love to get this one through. Again, this isn't the most important game in the grand scheme of things when you look at it, but it will set up to a very important game number 4. I mean, 2-1's not different to 1-1 realistically, but 3-1. That's where you want to get to. So much more of a setup game number 3 at this stage. And here's where we could be seeing maybe some adjustments come through, a little bit different of the play style. And for the Taipans, I mean, that's where they're hoping this could be where the bounce back happens for them, where they can start to kind of bring the series back under control. We'll see if they'll be able to manage it. Twitch bot. Gonna try to find the first shot, but wasn't really there. Not straight away. So Yabaribi, though, will be able to outpace Chili side, who gets the boom touch all the way back to the opposite end. And there's been a lot of back and forths already in this game where it's just sort of one attacker forward, 2 defenders back, and the 2 defenders are given the space to absolutely blast this ball against their opponents. And now this could open up the doorway. The net was open and the shot was wide. Follow through, though, will be good. Cadbury Taipans make it a 1-0 game. However, you bought. That was your goal you kind of gave to a teammate by mistake. Has Lockyer played yet? Yes. They played in the quarterfinal, Cam, and they dropped 4-0 to Forest Lake. No shame in that, though. Forest Lake probably the favorites of the event. So we'll see. Irish Warriors actually had to beat the Forest Lake B team in order to get to this position. So well done to them. Fake. Dangerous, and then it gets blasted in by an Irish Warrior to make it a 2-0 lead. And I'm seeing some similarities, but in reverse from what we saw in game number 2. Well, at least in terms of the score line, is that I'm going to count that as an own goal. Hearts just blasted it themselves. So another one for that now. Third own goal of the day. 3 own goals already, and that's a number. That's a number that's more than 1. You can argue that's too many, but we'll see how we go. Again, I always love playing the own goal count. as we do play along. Irish Warriors, after a 5-0 victory, almost got their first goal right there off of a big defensive flub, but not yet. So 5 goals in game 2, still looking for their first after 2 minutes here in game 3. This is what I mean about the Taipans. Like, I really did expect them to bounce back, although Cell may have found the gap here, and that's going to get them on the board. 2-1, the Taipans. Very happy to, well, have that early start, especially after the touch right there. And that's going to help bring the Irish Warriors back in it. Cell Yabariri definitely being that player to look out for on the Irish Warriors side. Always, always, always a threat. And will always be able to put those shots on target. I mean, every team here at this stage is a threat in some facet, right? Because they were able to make top 4, so we don't expect the differences to be that huge. But it really has felt like throughout the season, the Taipans have been in their own league, as too has Forest Lake. Like, the two of them have just kind of been in leagues of their own, where everyone else has been kind of fighting for those spots. I mean, I would also almost make the argument as well that the Mansfield side was also in their own league, and then whereas we were seeing 3, 4, and 5 battle in Div 2, Div 1 was a much more a 4, 5, and 6 kind of battle, and so credit for the Irish Warriors in terms of surviving that. But this is where things get really tricky for them, because they just have to be able to go to that next step forward, and they did take a game, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Well, it's plays like that that will help me start believing in the Irish Warriors. That's going to tie it up. Carts just getting the read off of the post. Putting it in. Tie ball game, 2 minutes to go. As we stay settled in for this one. Ooh. A lot of pressure right now on both these sides. You want to kind of keep your momentum going forwards. And after that 2-0 lead gets kind of thrown away, Irish Warriors might be the side with the advantage here. Don't be surprised if this series goes to a Game 7, though. This one in particular, really shaping up to be a spicy showdown. Cell Yabariri across the middle of the field. Minute and a half to go. Next goal probably wins it as we take a little water sip. Out of that corner. Who's there? Bentley to Potato. Gets the ball taken off of them. Minute 20 to go. Yabat doesn't like the read. Going to play this one patiently. Chili side, in fact, is going to be the next player up. Tries to throw it back down into traffic. Weird touch, and it's going to get punished. Cell Yabariri almost able to bring it back in the other way. Milk Potato as well going to have a crack at it. But neither of which able to turn it into a goal. And now we see the shot come through. Post not once but twice. The crossbar denies, and Cell unable to turn it into something straight. The net was open, but the shot just not quite there on this moment. 42 seconds remaining. Yabat gets a touch towards the backboard. Now back underneath. Ball actually starts to get redirected the other way. As Chili Sign as well goes for the redirect. Instead puts the ball in the tee for Carts. 30 seconds remaining. Carts have already come up clutch a couple times. This time the shot is actually going to come from the third member, Milk Potato, but they're not able to turn it into a goal. Looking like we're going to be going to an overtime in this one, everybody. 13 seconds, golden goal rules. I'd argue they start now. And it's going to be Cambrai looking to make it a 2-1 game in front of the net. Unable to find the dunk. Deep clear back the other way. Chili Side just needs to let this one drop, and does. And here we go. First overtime of the afternoon. Here, game number 3, and nearly off the kickoff, Bentley able to put it in. Another just power pinch through that corner. Waterfalls in front of the net. A little bit too over-eager, though. It's not going to result in too much. Bentley now. This is out to Cell. Carts, shot, but the defense does enough to make the save. Getting a fair bit of that as Milk Potato can't get it over the top of that second defender. Still pressure coming from the Irish Warriors side. Eventually will be Chili Side trying to find that clear. Demo across the middle of the pitch as well. Someone's got to jump all over. It's going to be Carts. Down the corner, shot taken. Ball still in front of the net. Where's the third member? Just all the way back in their own corner where there was still a full boost. And that means Chili Side can go straight down mid. Where did the attack go? Oh my goodness, that's going to be a mistake. And yes, BZXL did play clutch. Clutchkey, I should say. BCXL played in that last series on stream. They got the win, so currently Mansfield is playing against Forest Lakes in a semifinal that's happening off stream. To answer your question. But here we go, though. 2 matches in, well, 3 matches in, 2 wins to the Taipans. They get it done in overtime after a positional mistake from the Irish Warriors, one I wasn't expecting from a team that had been looking so strong up until this point. So we'll see how truly punishing that turns out to be. Still interesting series at the very least, you know. An argument could be made we're halfway through our games right now for the day, and that's kind of sad to think about, but yeah, we'll see where we go from here. Game 3 going in the way of the Taipans. And this is where things get interesting because, as I was saying before, look, giving up 2 games is fine. Giving up 3 games is really where things get, like, nerve-wracking. And with how close this series is, I really feel like the Irish Warriors do need to win this next one out, as looks like Milk Potato has lost connection, so we are going to be kind of waiting out. How do you get the overlay thing? I'm not entirely certain what you mean by that. I believe that would be a question for XPE Alex to be asking. But back as mod, I'm pretty sure it's what's being used. Don't know positively. I'm just behind a microphone, all right? I'm not doing the production-y things. That's not me, so I can't really help you there, Clutchy. I'm sorry. 2v3 at the moment. Here comes Cell, joining in late. That was a little bit spooky for the Irish Warriors, but maybe it'll work out for them. As they are on the attacking side. Shot from Karts will be saved on the line into this one. Still early days as Karts tries to get that ball up into the corner. Now it's going to have to try to play and follow it through. Oh, what a placement! Karts top bins. And we saw this in Game 2 as well. Karts was the player to step up for the Irish Warriors after dropping Game 1. And already looking good here in this game. So, historically, Irish Warriors have been a frustrating team for me because they look amazing one game and then just a shell of themselves the next. And that's something that's kind of carried from them no matter who they're against. Chili side, though, in front of the net's going to push it through. So I guess in this situation, we're talking about within the same minute, they look amazing one moment and then a ghost the next. And that defense haunting, realistically, as the game gets tied up in the Irish Warriors' attempts to tie the series up. Still 4:12 to go, so it's still early days, one could say, in this one. Still time to roll around in it and get keen. As we're going to watch Milky Potato try to clear across that midfield point. Defenders, though, are in the way. Karts, in fact, going to go all the way up for it. Double commit, though, from 2 defenders. Neither of which able to really get a read on that ball. Milk Potato down the middle. Karts unable to get the spike down. That would have been a fantastic team goal. Still a chance, though, for the Irish Warriors as they are hunting through the said corner. Have to get the ball centered, though. And, well, with no one in position, it's going to be delayed. Double commit on the setup. And that, yeah, just led to no one being there to follow it through. Bit unfortunate again for the Irish Warriors team. They need to gel up once more. Bentley Horn, though. Dangerous flick off the backboard. Not able to turn it into a strike. Taipans, I thought they had something going there. They still could look to turn things around a bit. Way too much power from Chili's side from that one. So not surprised to see the map flip back against them. Still 3 minutes remaining. Yabat over to Chili's side. Gets one touch. Now going to be looking for the second from underneath. Ball up for grabs. Here comes Chili. Down the middle. Not quite. And again getting the full follow through. 2:45 still to go. Demo's happening. Milk Potato from underneath. We'll just let that ball keep on sailing over the top as we hit the halfway point in this game. Still tied at 1 apiece. The team looking to tie the series on the hunt. Cross-up doesn't really work out against that defense, so instead It will be a play down the middle. The solo attempt coming from Sel Yabariri. Not surprised. I mean, we've seen them have an impact already in this series, although it has mostly been the card show when the Irish Warriors do well. But it's going to be the Abot show right now. The Taipans taking a lead with 2:11 remaining. Dangerous double commit from the Irish Warriors, getting punished right there. No much more to say besides that. It was a dangerous double commit. It gets punished. And now the Irish Warriors, with 2 minutes on the clock, are going to have to dig deep to get the equalizer of their own. The Taipans defense has been mostly consistent. It only takes about 15 seconds. Yabariri putting it through. Tie game once again. A rare moment where Abot just gets beaten out defensively right there. So a little bit of a shocking moment for the Taipans, and the Irish Warriors are going to be happy with that. Again, they're just trying to tie this series up, take us to a best-of-3 situation. Yabariri wants it. Yabariri spikes it, and they get the lead off of Sel. It did not take long, but they are so happy with how this one played out. 3-2 now in favor of the Irish Warriors. Keep putting those points in. Keep getting us closer. Again, I'm telling you, this entire game just has that Game 7 feel to it. Chile side, almost a super tight double. I mean, still 100 seconds, just over, remaining in this game. Taipans only needed 1. Thought it was going to be 2 for a moment. Sel almost finds the hat trick off of the solo dribble. Now back the other way, pass across the middle. Bentley doesn't want to go for it. Instead tries to read the defense. But that's just going to concede a fair bit of space. Now they need to work for every moment. They could have found it here. Diving save made on the line by Milk Potato to keep the lead for the Irish Warriors. They're going to have to do it for another minute 15. Another goal, though, would be beautiful. Not going to happen, though. Sel gets denied once again on the line, and the Taipans are now bringing it right on back. Into the corner we go. Chile side keeping it tight. I would have liked a bit more depth off of the backboard there. A bit unfortunate for the Taipans. It could have been their opportunity. Still might find something. Through the corner we go. Chile sign. Can't stay with the play. Abot, however, can. Tries to muscle past Milk Potato. Unable to on this occasion. Still 40 seconds remaining. Swing and a miss from the midfielder. Second defender there, but can only go so far with it. Now Milk Potato with the touch towards the goal. Not able to ice the cake just yet. But it's definitely well-baked. Carts to Yabariri. They miss the open net. We'll see if it gets punished, though. 20 seconds still to go. And we see a shot made. Save on the line. Cambry Taipans get no space, get no quarter given. Carts once again the one to play the role of Punisher here. And we're going to have a tied series once more. Irish Warriors making this one 2-2. Still 14 seconds left in this game, but yeah, you may as well call it here. You may as well gear us up for game number 5 because, my goodness, these two teams going back to back. Ugh. We got a proper series between these two, and it's good to see after the 4-0s in round 1 to actually get that little bit of back and forth we were hoping for. Here we go. Almost ready for the next one. Cambry Taipans just unable. Taipans look like the Taipans, right? For me, this has always been systematic of the Irish Warriors. That they look so bipolar in between different games. Like one game they look amazing, the next game kind of things fall apart for them. I've still yet to see them play what in my eyes has been a complete series in such a good long while. Maybe they can at least finish this one out. As we get ready to go here for game number 3, or I should say game number 5. Both teams looking for win number 3, each still looking to try to get themselves to that match point. And this is going to be their best chance to do it. Here we go. Early pressure not really going in anyone's favor just yet. You could argue, though, the Irish Warriors might have something here. Bentley, no! Another own goal. That's number 4. I feel like, you know, in baseball where you get like the Ks for each strikeout and you put them up on the bleachers. I'm just doing that for the own goals right now. That's number 4 right there. And that is not the start that the Taipans were looking for. As now the Taipans on the back foot, and that's where they've struggled. But the Taipans have looked good out the gates. It's been fantastic, but this time Cards is going to make it a 2-0 lead. We're not even 30 seconds in to game number 5, and already I'm starting to think this is going to be a roughie against them. Oh my goodness, Irish Warriors. They're looking so much better here in game 5. Oh my, like, let's see if we're going to be able to kind of turn it around. I mean, the Taipans, this would be a shocker for them if they're going to be unable to really bounce back from it. There's still a lot of time in this game, but it still is Irish Warriors on the attack initially. Well, now the map's going to get flipped, and maybe Taipans can get something here. As everyone's going for it in the middle of the field, no one really quite able to corral it. Perhaps Cell will be able to get something, as they are going to be the one who touches it across that midfield line. Into the corner we go. Nothing found just yet. Ball in front of the net. Still no goal scored. I mean, and if you're a fan of the Irish Warriors, this is good. Just keep the pressure on. Keep the consistent level of play. That's how you're going to win this series right now, or at least put it to match point. Another goal would have been deadly. Nearly another own goal as Chili Sign desperate to get it to the corner, kind of put it off the backboard. Instead, it's going to be flipped, but not fast enough. Another attempt is going to be stifled by the defense coming out of the net, and the Taipans, I think this one slipped further and further away. No, it's not going to be a goal. Irish Warriors probably should have had this one at a 3-0 deficit at this position. But unfortunate they weren't able to complete the play in goal, as we do continue to hold the ball in place midfield. Bentley demoed from behind. That means the ball's up for grabs, and it's all Chili Sign all the way. Taipans bring us back within 1. Just muscling Milk Potato out of the way. No one's allowed to interfere with this goal. And now a 1-goal differential. We can see what Chili Sign's going to be able to bring. That's going to be another goal. And it only takes about 10 seconds. And all of a sudden we are equalized. Did not take long for the Taipans to get their marks in. And again, here we go. 2:43 on the clock. Bentley over to Yabot, and now a chance for the lead. The Taipans. It's been, I think, 12 in-game seconds, and they have found 3 goals and taken the lead back after the hot Irish Warriors start. And it's another case of Dr. Jackal, Mr. Hyde for the Irish Warriors right now. They're letting yet another one slip through their fingers. Still half a game to go right now, but the Taipans, 2-goal deficit, 3 unanswered in quick succession. And they're right back in the hunt in this series. Here we go. Sel Yabariri wants to make it an equal game, and they're going to do it. Straight down the middle, the late flick quells the bleeding. Will it be enough? Irish Warriors back in a position at least. Is it a good one? Time will tell. 3-all. So we continue along. Bentley Horn kind of gets stifled on that. Sel Yabariri just not able to muscle their way through. So we're going to see Bentley Horn cross it up. Not able to go too far. Twitch Yabot going for a dunk-esque type play, was way too slow to it. 2 minutes to go now. Milk Potato, a chance to retake that lead. Has Cell in front of the net, but they're not able to convert it into a point. Expect after that flurry of goals everything to slow down. I mean, the emotes are coming through right now. People starting to believe all the This Is Rocket League chats, all of, you know, well, I mean, that's the Mansfield logo, but fair enough. Like, I'm going to be real with you, Clutchy. I don't like Mansfield's chances against Forest Lakes, but I'm happy to be proven wrong. We'll get the results of that at the end of this series, but for right now, all the action is happening here in front of us. Pinch to try to create some space. Was collected by the Taipans, but only briefly. Here comes the Irish Warriors now. Into the corner we go. Yabariri doesn't complete the pass. Does get the demo, however. Not enough to chase possession. Ball still going towards the Taipans' net. Not going to be a goal. Game 3 was in overtime. Perhaps Game 5 will be in overtime as well. That one did go to the Taipans. And I'd kind of say the overtime is starting at this juncture because the next goal probably wins it in regulation or in extra time. OT, as it were. Taipans would love to get the lead here. Selyabariri would rather steal it back. And now gets the next touch as well to center it. Carts doesn't come up clutch this time. Was a bit too far behind. And in fact, it might go the other way. Chili sign. Unable to get the straight touch, but will get another crack at it with Bentley off the defender and in. 4-3, the Canterbury Taipans get the late lead with 20 seconds to go. Such a hard strike. And with that, Irish Warriors, all the pressure on them. The best in Everest saying it's too easy. Did Forest Lake lose? I'm going to need an update on that one as we're getting geared up here for game number 6. The Canterbury Taipans are going to go to match point, and Forest Lake did lose. The undefeated Forest Lake lost as well to Mansfield. That is not a result I was expecting to see. So this Mansfield squad, they're in the finals. They're watching along to see who they're going to be up against now. And wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look, I just want to take a moment to talk about how big of an upset that one actually is. Because Forest Lake, it's not just this season they were dominant. They have been dominant all season long, like all year long, I should say. So Mansfield putting it through. That's pretty good stuff right there. Shout out to them. Now we get to find out who they're going to be up against, because at the moment it is Canterbury who is one game away from putting it all together. Eka Revenge for real, for real. I like that. That's a good shout. That's a good shout right there. And you know what? I still think that Forest Lake team has potential. I still think Lush is a player we could be seeing a lot of in the future outside of HSL, but I guess we're not going to be seeing them today, and I guess we're not going to be able to stroke Lush's ego. A bit unfortunate for the Forest Lake teams, but we'll see where we go from that point. Instead, I think the story's in this one. It's been the cart show every single time we see the Irish Warriors start to fall behind, and it could be the cart show again here off the kickoff. Gets that second touch, but it's not going to be enough to put that goal through. The Taipans playing a match point, and they're putting pressure on as well. And it would be kind of impressive, actually, dare I say, for Mansfield. It has the number 4 seed out of Division 1 to make that run. Like that in and of itself is what you have to. Actually, sorry, no, they were the number 3 seed. Irish Warriors were the number 4 seed because things are weird and not. I didn't do the seeding. I didn't set up the tournament bracket. That's all I'm gonna say. So don't blame me for that one. Normally you would get 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. I don't really know what happened there. But what I do know is Yabat is going to get that clear down the middle. And Selyabariri going to try and bring it back the other way. It's been a hot minute. Still haven't seen a goal scored. In fact, a little bit extra. That's what makes it hot, right? It's what you put it on top. And now Maple Potato wanted to get that goal. Not quite going to find it. Cart still tries to stay with the play. Ball back across the center. Back and forth. Both teams vying for that mid-pitch control. It looks like the Taipans are going to be the more aggressive side as they're throwing everyone into the corner. This is dangerous. But yeah, they don't get punished this time around. They're actually able to recover it and actually keep the ball moving offensively forward. Good interception by Sel Yabariri, stopping that pass from coming through, and eventually we do get a bit of space. 2 attackers, though, may have gone too far, and now this is dangerous the other way. No, it's a swing and a miss. Should have been a shot and a goal. I'm a little bit surprised, actually. We've gone nearly half of this Game 6 without a goal. As Chili sign will look to go for the aerial. Too much oomph behind it, and now, as a result, a little bit too hard for the Taipans to wrangle control. Irish Warriors, it's been a while since we've seen them on the attack. How long will they be able to sustain it? Well, not that long if Milk Potato didn't want to play midfield, instead play their own backboard, and immediately jumping upon it, the Taipans hunting for that goal. Not going to find it straight away. Bentley, though, is going to cross up the defenders, and as we pass the halfway point, it is the Taipans with the lead. All right, a little sippy sip of the water as well. Here we go. Half a game for the Irish Warriors. Survival on the line. The Taipans have a date with Mansfield around the corner. If they can keep it together. Oh, no. Milk Potato unable to put it through. But Milk Potato isn't the player I'm watching. It's this guy, Karts, who has been so clutch. Games 2 and 4. Looked so good. What was that? Sel is the one who gets credit for the equalizer. We're going to need to watch this again. Sel got the touch, but that is off Chili sign. It looks like weird goal. Hey, give Sel credit where it's due. That's going to be a nice one. And now, with 1:50 remaining, how many more goals can get scored? Who is going to get this next one? Can the Irish Warriors rise to it once again and take us to that Game 7? Yabat gets past one, gets the dunk past another, but no one waiting on the opposite end of the pitch. I mean, that was just such an erratic dunk. It would have been a tough one to read. Another opportunity for Yabat to play setup man. Gets demoed, but may have done the damage already because the Taipans are still pestering that backboard, pelting it with setup after setup. Eventually a shot has to come through, else they will give up possession as they do. Sel with a chance. Oh, too tight. And Kart's not quite fast enough on that follow through. Minute remaining in regulation, and again you get that vibe. That next goal probably going to end this one out. Sel Yabariri not able to get the goal initially. Twitch Yabat trying to bring it back in that opposite direction. Also can only go so far with it. This is a struggle right now for both teams to really put dangerous shots on target. Karts, chance to be the hero, sets up the team. Spike down, patient defense coming from Yabat. And that will be enough to make the save. Keep the Cambrai Taipans Game 6 hopes alive. 30 seconds, midfield challenge. Well, it favored Taipans, but they weren't able to follow it up. And now Yabat all the way in their own back corner. So much space given. 20 seconds to go. Sel's underneath. Chili sign will keep it away. One last shot for both of these teams. Irish Warriors going to take the first one. It was a delicate touch, and it's going to go the other way towards the net. Yabariri saves it on the line. Nearly a game ender. Still another chance. Why do the Taipans keep it up? Irish Warriors now might be able to punish. Instead, the ball gets pushed to no man's land, and we go to an OT. Golden goal situation. Taipans can put themselves into the grand final here. Yabariri backwards pass. Now pressing forwards. Now double commit on the defense. Opens it up for Milk Potato. Post! Not in. Oh, we'll get another crack at it across the middle. Doesn't take the shot. That had to be the good one. So we'll see something instead. As through the corner we go. Karts doesn't get the touch. Yabariri, though, looking to set up Milk Potato. Again, misses out on that goal. 39 seconds into this overtime, and neither side has realistically been able to put this one away. As we play it through the corner, Cambrai Taipans getting bumped out of the net, but That was Chili Sign putting in work through that corner, keeping it safe. Now, another cross-up, but one from the Irish Warriors able to strike. Sel Yabari trying to pass it back to Karts, but it's a dangerous touch. Underneath, Chili Sign there, diving save. Not enough power from the Chili. Not spicy enough this occasion. Now it's going to be another setup, Sel. Too close. Milk Potato, too far. And the Taipans will get another chance to punch that ticket in. They're slowing it down in front of the net won't be the answer, but maybe a double touch will be. Backboard, it's red. And with space being given, Chili Sign has to try and play cross. The ball won't waterfall down. Up for grabs. Yabat, bouncer. Caught by Karts again. Do we get another look? Not quite. Instead, we go back up the other way. 100 seconds into this overtime. Still neither team able to put in that game ender. Yabat can't go too far with it. Up for grabs once more. Bentley Horn overcommits. But underneath, Chili Sign will bail them out. That could have been a small window. Yabariwi, too much power on that touch. Now will come the centering play. No, it was a shot. Looking for top bin. Big time save from Karts, who nearly hold goals it. Oh, that could have been a disaster. Irish Warriors stay alive. At least for now. Yabat has possession, has the flick, pass one. But won't get it past Yabariri. Now Milk Potato needs to jump all over it. Ball's in a dangerous spot. Yabariri won't find the strike. And we go back the other way. Karts alone on defense. Does enough to get past one. And that will slow down the counterattack. Canterbury Taipans really have to race back now. Karts with a chance. Plays for the backboard. Bumps trying to come through. Potato won't be able to put it straight. And now it's all about delaying the counterattack. Trying to do what they can. Looks like the Irish Warriors did quell it enough. And Taipans again may have been a little bit too overeager. Double committing across the middle of the field. Leaves Chili Sign alone on defense. Has to corner it. But this gives time for the setup. Here comes Karts going for the dribble. Gets bumped away from the play. And now we'll let the ball fall awkwardly into the corner. Another chance for a setup though. Sel actually gets dunked on. Ball going to no man's land. 3 minutes into this overtime. Still no one able to find the game ender. Canterbury Taipans. They're looking for that shot, that golden moment, but it's going to come the other way instead. Underneath, Yabariri was hunting. Wasn't able to find it quite in time. Now is once again going to play setup. Keep your eyes on Milk Potato. They're the one playing midfield. Now they step forward, holding it in place. No one there to catch it, and oh, a bit too much power. Or is it the right amount? Open looking net, a pass and not a shot. Yabat had to put that one in. Doesn't take it. And the Taipans may have given up something there. Nearly 4 minutes into this overtime. Swing and a miss from Yabat. No one able to follow it up. Cross-up attempt from Chili Sign. Quickly read by Karts. And awkward on the defense means the Irish Warriors again will have a chance to take us to game 7. Good dunk. Not quite straight, though. Yabariri has to get some power, some distance behind it. Weird double commit. Chili Sign in no man's land. Ooh, dangerous defense does enough, though, to hold it back for now. Still, though, Taipans are going to be on the back foot for a little bit. Very dangerous touch. Somehow does not get punished. That should have been game. We should be in game 7 instead. Ball's in the middle of the field right now. Chili Sign can't stay with it for too long. Yabat now unable to keep it over the top. Nearly 5 minutes in this one. Still fighting for it, and yeah, we are going to hit that 5-minute mark. I do believe neither side able to clinch it out. We've had a couple close moments, near misses, little mistakes. Taipans, they know how hard this last hurdle can be. The Irish Warriors putting everything they have into this OT, and now they're going to be on the hunt once more. Ball's actually going to fall in a very dangerous spot right here. Yabariri keeps it tight, but not tight enough. Milk Potato instead has to play center. Miss from the first defender, but the Irish Warriors already rotating back. And you will find in these longer overtimes, the longer it goes, the more defensive teams sometimes can start to get. Karts wins a big one. Oh, but the follow-up still not there in time. Pass across the middle. What? All right, hesitation on the shot. Defense doesn't bite. Oh, awkward touch from Yabariri. That means Yabat will be able to center it once more. Swing and a miss. No shot taken. Now back the other way. Don't drive it towards the defenders. Chili Sign tries to get the big boom off the backboard, and Selyabariri rather race back on defense. Then make the proactive save. Chili sign takes advantage of the rotation towards the boost and puts the Taipans into the grand final. Oh, awkward defense. It's going to be costing the Irish Warriors there. What an overtime, though. In the end, the Canterbury Taipans get it done. Over 5 minute overtime right there to kind of seal that one out. But that's how the Taipans get through. So a big shout out to the Taipans. 4-2 series, an exciting one, and their reward, a grand final appearance. And it's the number 2 versus the number 3 seed, which I think is super special in its own right. The Canterbury Taipans, they got it done. And for the Irish Warriors, look, they gave it their all, and that was a fantastic overtime. A fantastic showing from them in the end. Unfortunately, couldn't keep it together. Couldn't piece together that miracle run. But look, here's the skinny for you all right? We got one more, and then we're done for the year. We're done. Kaput. No more after one more series. And it's not the one I was going to be predicting at the start of the day. Mansfield got it done. The Taipans got it done. And they each got a date with Destiny. Our grand final after this break. It's that time we've been waiting for, our grand final matchup. And even though it might not be the two teams we thought at the start of the day, that just makes this grand final even more intriguing than we could have expected. Mansfield, the number 3 seed, taking on Canterbury, the number 2 seed in our grand final matchup. A best of 7 to determine who is going to be the last champion of 2022 here at XPHSL. It's been a great season, so many twists and turns, and I really have no idea how this final is going to play out. We've got, the players to look out for on each side. For that Canterbury Taipans, Yabot was coming up huge several times. I could argue as well, though, on against them, it was the Agent K show during that quarterfinal. So we'll see how our grand final does toe out, as the word has been given for the players to jump onto the pitch. Here we go. Best of 7. I'm excited to see how it will play out. Based on the form from what we've seen from the two teams, it's really hard to judge, just because realistically what we saw from Mansfield might not be indicative of the quality of opponent on stream. But they beat Forest Lake 4-1, and it wasn't even a close series. I heard some of the score lines were very one-sided. So I wonder, A, what Forest Lake roster we saw out there, and B, what kind of form Mansfield was in. Either way, we have kicked this bad boy off. This is the final series of the year. And even in that regard, sometimes you can't help but feel a little bit nostalgic with what's going on right now. Next year is going to be fun. Next season's going to be great as well. And if you haven't looked to sign up already, do make sure, you jump in and jump on that and get as prepped as possible. That's all for next year. That's not for the moment. Who's going to get the first goal of this grand final? Which team is going to step up and put this one away? Already looking like Mansfield want to be the aggressors, as the ball will be held in front of the net. Pass back, no one there. The best Everest trying to get a throw down to Agent K, who, again, my eyes are going to be on Agent K. And this one, the best should have been able to put it through, but BC Exile will. And Mansfield strike first blood in exactly 1 minute. Joshua the Beast, I don't feel so bad about how he lost to Mansfield now. Dude, you shouldn't feel bad at all about that one. I mean, the thing is, all of the top 3 teams, I would argue, historically have been performing in the Division 1 side. Mansfield kind of just in that 3rd spot as well. And then the Irish Warriors played a bit better than we were expecting. But Mansfield just seemed to have hit that peak at that right moment. So you know what, Joshua? Here's what I would say for you. Your series against them, got them to the peak. They're only succeeding because of what you guys did, all right? Look at it that way as we continue along with 3.5 minutes still to go in our opening affair. Don't want to blow all the energy early in this. It could be a long series. This could be one that really does go back and forth. The Taipans have come out historically on top in this matchup, but it's never been clean for them. I mean, we've already seen that at the start of this one. The first goal going to BC Exile in the Mansfield side. Second goal, still plenty of time for it to be in favor of our team in orange, but at the moment it's Agent K trying to create that space. Only goes so far with it. Ball's now going to waterfall down in front of the net. No one in that position for the strike. Clutchy claiming it's going to be the streak. I don't know about that, or the sweep, I should say. I don't know about that. We will see. Very rarely do our HSL finals go sweep. Normally they get spicy, so it's usually sweeps in the quarters and semis, and then the final is where things like go a little back and forth. But you never know. Maybe this will be the first time we see it, especially with touches like that. BC Exile almost just, had that magic, delicate little finger right there to put it through. The double commit, though, on the defense does enough to make the stop. We are going to see Bentley play across that midfield line. Agent K, a chance to pass it back and wound up through it all the way back to their own corner. That could have almost worked against them. They had to chase and follow it through. BC Exile not going to get any sort of donkey type play yet. DB Everest now will be instead the one through that corner. Second touch towards the net. Not there. BC Exile puts it up through the corner as well. Now gets another touch ball off the backboard. It's so open. And Agent K doesn't miss that. 2-0 lead for Mansfield as they pull further ahead here in our opening affair. Panic mechanics from the defenses. Everyone committing on that Cambrai side. And that's just aiding and abetting this Mansfield team. Good start for the Mansfield squad. Still a long ways to go, though. Even winning that first game doesn't always tell you much, and my eyes are still on the Taipans to see what they're going to be able to bring back as more and more this game will progress. BC Exile from underneath. Just kind of watches that one sail. Bumps happening, but Agent K still going to stay with it. Now ball off that backboard. Shot. Cross up. No goal. So it's going to be Everest who clears it all the way back. You bought. Putting it up high. Now playing it off the sidewall. Do we see the shot come through? It could keep from Exile. Kind of play cross up. Still's going to get the demo, and that makes any counterattack that much more difficult. Yabat's going to have to put in work. Has a pass, though, across the middle. Patient defense from Agent K will be enough to make that save. Clutchy losing their mind in the Twitch chat right now, and that's to be expected. Again, this Mansfield team, not a favorite coming into this one. And even by seeding alone, if they win this final, it would be what is considered the second upset in a row. But you have to give credit to the form that this Mansfield team is in. They have come to this grand final looking to play, and they're almost going to get another BC Exile. Not quite able to flip it through. Joshua the Beast, not someone who actively plays Rocket League. I did find this tournament enjoyable, and maybe we'll get back into it. Dude, to make it as far as you did for someone who doesn't play on the regular, like, absolutely hold your head high, and would love to have you back in next season. So do stay with it. It's got to be fun. It's always a good time. And with 7 seconds to go, it's an even greater time for Mansfield and Co. They're going to take game number one. They're going to start off with that right foot forward. And for the Taipans, shaky start. Getting shut out in that opening affair. Not something we expected after that long overtime to get themselves sort of to this point. We'll see. We'll see how they bounce back. Here we go. Agent K, though, really gearing themselves up to be the MVP of this tournament, or at least of this grand final. And it's crazy because we didn't really see too much Mansfield during the season. Like, they kind of always seem to avoid the stream, for better or for worse. Agent K, not a name I was familiar with. The Best in Everest, yeah, that one I remembered. BC Exile, been here for ages. Definitely a name I remember. But Agent K, first time really seeing them pop off. And Clutchy, I'm kind of asking you, did they have another name before? Like, was this sort of a name change that has happened recently? Or are they a newer player, or am I just being dumb? Like which of the three is it right now? I kind of need to know because They have been looking so strong in this series, and I'm excited to see, you know, how much further they can go. Game number 2 underway. Kickoff. Once again, goes in favor of the Mansfield side, and you can see how aggressive they are straight away, but this time it's going to come back to haunt them. Open net. And that's going to be how Cambry gets their first goal. 8 seconds, but a kickoff flub allows them to put it through, as we just watch again. Bentley, they just drove straight. I don't know what else to tell you. Drive it straight and in, fair enough. That's going to be the 1-0 lead, and now we get to see how Mansfield handles being behind. Not sure, only know BCXL. Okay, fair shot. Fair shot. Agent K, though, looking for a quick response. Not going to find it yet. Will be BCXL through that corner. So wait to see where the next challenge will come from. And it will be a dribble straight down the middle. A chance to make it 2. Own goal. There has been more own goals than normal today. I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to say that that's 6 now. 6 own goals on the day. Just keep knocking them in. 2-0 Cambry Taipans. I don't know what to say. Like, it's interesting. The Taipans off to a very fast start. However, you know, we've seen teams come back from these 2-0 deficits already. Especially when the goals are scored early. They can be responded in kind. The best in Everest, able to strike it down the middle. And we're back within 1. Still in the first minute of play, so a lot of time left here in this second game. This is kind of what I was trying to get at. We don't panic yet. We keep things under control. How do you confirm rosters for each team? You know what, Dazwiz? I'm just gonna @ XPHSL with that one, and they'll be able to tell you everything you need to know. I'm just the one behind. I'm just the one behind the mic. So we're gonna let other people answer that. As Chili's side is gonna drive it towards that middle of the field, start to press it back as well. I believe rosters are locked in at the start of the year, or start of the season, I should say, and you kind of have to stick with that roster all the way through. So that's where it comes from. And the other thing as well, it's all about, you know, getting students of similar rank as well to kind of be playing. And in all the rules and details are available online. Probably check the XP website if you want more details about it all. And I'm very fortunate that as I'm trying to figure this out and try to do my best to loosely explain it, no goals have been scored. In fact, it's just been a little bit back and forth pressure each way. Nothing too chaotic yet. Taipans on the hunt for the series equalizer. Mansfield on the hunt for the game equalizer. Both teams trying to find, you know, an equalizing touch. No way! BCXL with the goal of the day thus far. Oh my goodness, the dunk off the roof and in center of the net. Are you kidding me, Exile? Goal of the day. Until we see something better, that's going to be the one we look out for. Bentley Horn going to try to get it off the kickoff, but unlike the opening goal in this one, that's going to be stifled. And we're now set at a tie ball game. It was a 2-goal lead by Cambry. They gave it up. They need to quell. They need to stop the bleeding. They need to find their own strikes. Because so far, a lot of what we've seen from Cambry has been off of the unforced errors from Mansfield. And this really is turning into a Mansfield story, a Mansfield show, similar to what that quarterfinal was like as well. Something about this team has just come together on grand final day, and you could argue they're starting to peak at the right moment. Granted, Cambry Taipans, we don't write them out. Chili sign, waterfall down, Bentley, willing to commit, but unable to beat out that defense. So we will bring it back to the opposite end. Agent K, a chance to play setup. Ball falls in the corner, and BCXL keeps it tight. That could be a mistake because we're getting the quick clear. Taipans now with a chance to take the lead. Pass to the middle, that's gotta be in. The pre-jump from BCXL, too ambitious, and Bentley is able to retake that lead. The Canterbury Taipans needed this one. And this is what I mean. They strike so quickly when you make a mistake, the Taipans. That's how they tend to find their leads. And now, here we go. 100 seconds to go on the clock. Canterbury, they've got to park this bus and hold on. Already under pressure off that kickoff. Or they're going to be, I should say, because Agent K. What? Double touch off the sidewall, as they clearly would have been expecting right here. Not a proper double. They did have to reset off the ground, but still. Taipans, do you think you can strike fast? Well, Agent K says, yeah, I can match that pace and maybe even go one step further. Tie ball game once again, minute and a half to go. And this game, too, a lot more of what I was expecting out of this final. Each of these teams just throwing haymakers at each other. Don't be shocked if we see, the Taipans respond again in kind. In fact, it's right here. No! Shot that a little bit wide. Yabat. He's going to be the player I'm looking out for at this stage for the Taipans right now. Yabat has to be the one with space, kind of creating and drawing the pressure towards them. You can see them up in the corner trying to do that, but not really able to find it. Another attempt from Bentley. Can only go so far. Still more pressure. The ball's been eking towards the net. The Canterbury Taipans, they really want this lead. They're really vying for it, and maybe they'll find something here. Instead, they get jammed up in the corner once more. Opportunity for the defense now. Mansfield are finally able to flip the map, and this is going to go in. Agent K air dribbling it through despite effort from the defense on the line. Unable to get the touch out with 28 seconds to go. Mansfield putting it through again. Late lead. Mansfield Esports. Will they keep it going? I mean, look, they're going to add another goal right now because Agent K finds the gap. And now Mansfield, 23 seconds, 2-goal lead. They're going to be 2-0 up in this series. This is just Canterbury falling apart at the finish line on this one right now. And you have to remember, they had 2 quick goals in that first 30 seconds, it felt like. They came out swinging here in this second game. And they're going to lose this one 3-5 potentially, if not, well, less or more. I mean, a quick goal right here could keep Canterbury still in it. Not going to get the goal just yet. 5 seconds left on the clock. And it's not going to be enough. Mansfield hold on. They take game 2 and are now 2 away from being our last HSL champs here of 2022. Agent K just put in so much work again. This really has become that Agent K show. And I'm excited to see if they can keep that momentum still moving forwards. Here we go. A little bit of a jump around in terms of players, it looks like, but in the end, it's going to be the same roster, same lineups. Game number 3. Timer starting this in. I feel like if Mansfield take this one, they might actually get that sweep. And this kickoff is about as good as you can expect. Santaman coming in. All right. 1-0 lead. Santaman looks to be a sub in this one. Should be worth noting if you take a look right there. The best in Everest you can see sitting in the spectating. Santaman, the sub, coming in on game number 3 after going 2-0 up. That is just how Mansfield are playing right now. When your sub comes in, gets a goal, and Agent K follows it up with a shot off the post, the Taipans just not here. Starting off this final. I'm worried now. I'm worried for the Taipans because this is how a mental can break. You're already down 2. You know how important this game 3 is. And back-to-back kickoff goals against a team now running their sub. Chili Sign just missing the ball. on the approach, and rare unforced errors now on the Taipan side. BC Exile going for dunks. It's getting dire. So dire for the Cambrai side. They need this next goal, and they need it quick. It looked like it could have been there, but the shot winds up going a little bit high. And they had so much net to work with as well. So we can see another cross up right now. BC Exile through the corner. Ball makes its way in front of the net. It isn't quite able to put it through. Agent K now looking for another just pass straight down the middle, and that's going to be a 3-0 game. I'm just watching Chili side on defense pre-jump so early. That pre-jump was very ambitious. Now Mansfield with a 3-point advantage. What are they going to be able to bring? Like, Cambrai just not in it right now. Two risky plays, trying to force situations, making silly mistakes, and every single mistake has just been punished again and again and again. As we see BC Exile now starting to pass it back to themselves. Bentley Horn not able to get that touch. And those are those little uncharacteristic mistakes that we're not used to seeing from the Taipans, especially from Bentley, who has been a solid player. Now this is what we're used to seeing from Cambrai. Yabat stepping forward, going for the challenge. And he's just able to get that dunk through right there. Good job from Yabat. It was a dunk underneath, but enough to get the goal. And hopefully the Taipans are going to be able to respond back in kind after that. Kickoff. Fake kickoff from Agent K. Helps BC Exile get to the ball. Now it's a pass down underneath. Agent K tries to stay with it. But can only go so far. Yabat back the other way. Just beats out Santaman. And in the span of about 12 seconds, Cambrai Taipans right back in it. And it is going to be off the aggressive play from Yabat, putting it through. Mansfield. Look, they came back from 2 in that last game. If they were to give up a 3-goal lead in this one, that would be a proper shift in momentum. Cambrai Taipans, they've got a lot of time on the clock, so no need to panic just yet. No need to force it. But you are going to need to play a little bit of defense. It looks like pass down the middle, caught by BC Exile, just popping it up. Agent K with the follow through. Doesn't put it straight. Now Agent K with another pass back down. I guess muscled around right now. Yabat still pressing it forward. Here comes Chili Sign into the corner. Going to look for that next touch. Cut off by Santaman, who now, has a chance to get demoed from behind. Look, just because you see Greenfield in front of you, you got to keep it. So what was that? Agent K. Oh my goodness. What a flick. Just spank that ball in, and again, we get a 2-goal lead. And the kickoff is going to go right back. Posted. No! BC Exile gets behind it. And then the follow-up touch from the Taipans isn't enough to go straight. Bentley Horn, though, should be able to put it through. And we're back within 1. As they get that shot through. 2 minutes, 8 seconds. Mansfield, only a 1-goal lead. And, I mean, look, Cambrai, they're playing again back in form. It took them a couple games to get here, but they're definitely looking dangerous. Waterfalls it down, but the double commit went high. And now it's a triple commit the other way. Mansfield, I feel like they're playing with their food a little bit too much right here. You shouldn't be going for triple commits like that. Santaman, though, with the redirect off the sidewall. Was on target, but not quite in. BC Exile going to pop it up. Unable to stay with the play. Instead, it will be all Agent K. 5-3 Mansfield. How do they keep finding these moments? Agent K, 4 goals in this one. 2-goal cushion once again with under 100 seconds to go. See what Chili Sign's going to be able to bring. Oh, everyone just flying everywhere. No one realistically able to corral it. We're seeing a lot of pressure in front of that net. Agent K now for the dribble. Kind of gets bumped off the play. Pass across the box. Chili sign. Misses on the first center attempt. Doesn't quite able to collect the second one as well. It's Chili sign. Will be shut down by BC Exile. Second touch is enough to run disruption as well. This is kind of do or die right now for the Cambrai side. Not able to get that goal. 1 minute remaining. Mansfield about to advance to tournament point. We see Bentley cleared across that middle of the pitch. Santaman puts it up. Agent K doesn't stay with it. Now gets the touch from underneath, and that's what's going to go in. 6-3 lead. Mansfield putting game 3 out of reach with 42 seconds to spare. And they're just adding more and more goals to this situation right now. Just adding so many goals to it. Let's add a 7th. Why not? Agent K does it again. And I can't get as excited about this one because this is Cambrai just knowing their back is against the wall, throwing everything at it and not coming up big. Been unfortunate for it. As we do continue along, 30 seconds left on the clock. Agent K gets one touch. Bentley Horn tries to crawl it out of that box, but it doesn't get too far with it. Now Santaman will chase the ball up high from underneath. It's going towards the net, but not quite in. 7-3, BC Exile spikes it down. Not quite in the post. As we hit our final 4 seconds. As we continue along, like 7-3 dominant victory. This has just been, this Mansfield team, they've been showing up right now. It really feels like they're peaking at that right moment. They've hit their stride here on grand final day. And as we look for a potential sweep right now, will Mansfield be able to get it done? An unprecedented turnaround in terms of form. And they're 1 game away from that sweep. Agent K has been leading the charge. As we get ready to jump into this last matchup, what lineup will Mansfield be throwing for this one? Because I've seen 4 players on the field, and that's not right. There we go. They do get started. It'll be BC Exile and Santaman lining up against the Taipans. Last chance for the Taipans. They've got to get the reverse sweep if they want to win this one out in the end. So we will see how they bring it through. There's already the pressure. Not quite there yet. In fact, the pace actually a little bit slower from what we've seen in some of these last ones. As we get an immediate touch through and in, BC Exile in the traffic gets it done, and that's how long it takes for Mansfield to get the opening goal. And they're up 1-0. We've only just begun. Early days here. Early days. As Yabat now off that backboard, but isn't able to follow through. BC Exile putting it up and ahead. Twitch Yabat trying to race back. Now looking for a centering touch over to Chile side. There's the demo. Santaman going to go cross field with it as well. Actually, that's a dangerous back pass, and yeah, Yabat will be all over it. Again, Taipans, you make one mistake, they will strike. I have no idea where the best in Everest was kind of going with that one. And they'll put it through. Agent K subbed out for this game, and that is interesting to me because Agent K has been sort of the carrying force, and if Mansfield wanted the complete sweep, I really feel like that's who you keep in. The moment Agent K comes off the pitch, I actually kind of expect the Taipans to possibly win this one. Just based on what we've been seeing, as BC Exile is going to put it up from underneath. No one there for the immediate strike. The best in Everest, though, will hold it in place for Bentley Horn to clear it out to safety. Still more pressure coming from the Mansfield side. Watch for Santa across the middle. Doesn't get that immediate touch they were looking for. So we continue to kind of bring this one back and forth, back and forth. Still, you know, some pressure coming from that midfield line. And doesn't get that next touch in. Swings and misses as Bentley Horn. Now trying to throw it back down. A lot of bumpage, Bentley Horn. With that set up, that's a delicate touch. The Taipans back out in front, 2-1. Too much offensive pressure. Getting it in. As that is going to make it a 2-1 lead. Here we go. 3:05 left to go. Santaman trying to chase Bentley Horn, though, collecting it off of that side wall. As now we see another touch from Santaman. Unable to go too far with it. 2:25 left on the clock. Mansfield, again, looking for that sweep. At Camberry, they're playing for the reverse sweep. And you've got to start off with one win. We'll see. Again, with Agent K on the bench, it really does feel like this is going to be Camberry's best chance. BC Exile attempts to center it. Does pass the ball across field to Best in Everest, able to collect. Watching along. And Twitch Ya Bot puts it through. Bentley Horn just able to find, you know, that late delicate pass. And Ya Bot taking advantage of the situation as per usual to make that goal happen. 2-goal lead. And now, this is dire situations for Mansfield. For the first time in this final, we get to see how Mansfield handles when put under the pressure. See if they'll be able to rise to it. Or if they might, you know, crumble a little bit. Get a little crumbly-wumbly. As we are going to see, you know, the Best in Everest trying to hold on. Bentley Horn now trying to create some space across the middle. Won't go too far with it. The Best in Everest, not able to really keep that one going. Now as they continue to try to touch it down the center, a couple defenders do run. A little bit of disruption from underneath. Bentley Horn doesn't stay with that play. Instead, it's going to get crossed up. And then it'll turn into a goal. Santaman, the one who puts it through. Yeah, apologies. It's like kind of getting a little sippy sip of water and like dealing with a little Discordy information right now. As we see 1:21 left on the clock. BC Exile will collect that side boost. Bentley Horn trying to throw it down. Look, 1 goal, 1:15 to play. Can Mansfield bring it back? BC Exile isn't able to get it past that midfielder, Chili Sign. Also doesn't connect on the pass down. Swing and a miss on that midfield line. Santaman now getting a touch towards the net. Ball's going to come off the backboard to Best in Everest. Just trying to run some blocks as in the corner things continue to get a little bit jammed. Santaman beats out 2. This could lead to the opening, but you got to be quick with it. Pass back to BC Exile. Wasn't fast enough. The Best in Everest doing what they can, though, to try and actually throw it back defensively, but you can see Camberry Taipans playing it forward. They just need to hold the ball on this blue side of the pitch, maybe even find a goal with the ball in front of the net. Oh, chance right there for Bentley. Unable to find it. BC Exile loses the 50. That's going to go off the post and in. Twitch Ya Bot gets credit for it. And with that play, that will be a nice little redirect. That was almost another own goal. I know it came off the defender, but I think it goes in regardless of the touch or not. So I'm not going to call it an own goal. But what I am going to call it is a game-securing goal. Taipans will be taking us to Game 5. I'll be curious to see what happens there. As we see that save back for Bentley. The Taipans keeping the hopes and dreams moving forward. And eventually that ball does not go in. That will leave us with a Taipan victory. Stay comfy, everybody. Series is not done yet. I know the game where Agent K isn't in. Instead, we see the best in Everest, which might be the same player. Trying to figure that out right now. If the best in Everest is the same as Agent K, I'm not too sure what that situation is. Trying to figure it out as we've been playing along. So we'll see and hopefully figure it out. But all I know is Agent K not on the field. Team struggles a bit more. Cambry Taipans get the win back. Let's see what happens as we gear up for our next one. As we ready up for the next game. All right, here we go. Game number 5 about to kick off, and Agent K is back, as well as the best in Everest and BC Exile. Agent Santa is going to be once again on the bench like at the start of the series. So we'll see how this one will play out. Here we go. See if Agent K, resting on the bench, will come in and have that same impact. And look, all right, look, Clutchy, if they win this, it's not a sweep. That's not how sweeps work. Agent K gets the first goal from the midfield line. As we watch this one again, just an absolute strike, crossing it up into the top bin. 1-0 in favor of Mansfield. Didn't take long for them to get the opener. Can they continue to keep the pressure on? BC Exile waiting underneath along with Agent K, but they decide not to commit and will instead start to rotate back. From that back corner, Agent K going for the dribble, trying to turn it into a pinch on the wall. Doesn't go too far with it. Instead, we're going to see another pinch in as Chili Sign. Well, doesn't go too far, and again we see Agent K with control. Ball through the corner. Not going to turn into the dunk. Eventually we see Yabat go through with it. Ball going to be played off that sidewall. The best in Everest has to be there. No! They put it high. High and not in. That's going to be a little bit of a mistake right there. Mansfield be hoping for a bit more pressure in on this one. Bentley now leading the charge back up in the other direction. Try and race back. See the Taipans going cross field with it. Doesn't go too far. Chili Sign back down. Agent K will get that touch. Now looking for another touch in the corner. Able to really get what they wanted straight away. Now again, playing it towards the net. Shot's going to come from BC Exile. Agent K gets credit for it. Either way, 2-0 lead Mansfield. Just adding more and more to this one. As we do continue along, you bought off the backboard, unable to get there in time. Bentley Horn trying to play with it, winds up missing the ball instead. The best in Everest is pounding it back that other way. Twitch, you bought. Stay with it. Chili Sign through the corner, but already being shut down. And from said corner, Agent K doesn't get the immediate touch they were looking for. And that's going to clear it back up in the other direction once again. Now playing through that sidewall. The best in Everest throws it back to Agent K, who makes one defender miss. Tries to cut over the bicycle kick clear, but can only go so far. Halfway through this 5th game, as Agent K doesn't really get dunked on. Now Chili Sign, powerful strike. Diving save made by BC Exile, and that will be enough to keep things safe for now. From underneath, Yabat puts it up. Doesn't go too far with it. So it's possibly going to go back in that other direction. Bentley Horn, touch towards the backboard. Agent K create the space, and now we're going to see the shot. Post not in. Swing and a miss from the best in Everest. Agent K, though, does get that dunk. And that's going to clear things all the way to the opposite corner. Under 2 minutes to go. Cambry Taipans back against the wall. They need a goal sooner than later, but losing that challenge against BC Exile isn't really the start we wanted to see. Maybe they'll find something here as you bought. Again, looking for it. BC Exile 2v1. Comes out that little bit short. Already playing it back up in the other direction. The best in Everest. Has to run back with it. BC Exile throwing it back down as well. Agent K wins one challenge, but won't be able to win the next ones. Here we go to Best in Everest again. Putting it up. And that's still going to go down to Chili Sign. 1 goal game. Minute 12 left. And if Mansfield are going to win it here in Game 5, they're now going to have to play some strong defense because Cambry's got that momentum right back where they want it. Here we go. 112. BC Exile almost seals the deal at the kickoff. The best there as well. Agent K maybe committed a little bit too much. Throwing it back. Or BC Exile will collect. Bentley Horn puts it up. Agent K steals it away. 53 seconds. Twitch bot. Want to capitalize on any mistake. Now has to be your moment, but the defense holds true. In fact, the best, bringing it back the other way. They go so far with it. You see that pinch out. Agent K throwing it across. Now looking for a second touch right here. BC Exile. Doesn't go too far with it. Agent K wins a 2v1. That sets up the best with that delicate plays yet again, but not quite able to put it through. 20 seconds to go. Time ticking away. Cambry, one last chance to equalize, and it may have just been stolen off them. Agent K, ball down. BC Exile doesn't seal the deal, and everyone did press forward. 8 seconds, one last attack. Here we go, you bought. Can they make the magic happen? Taipans may have just lost it there. Ball goes across the field, down and done. Mansfield Esports win the grand final. They are the XP champs, and what a fascinating final game. The GGs do come out. I'll be curious to see what happens from this point moving forward. Look, that could be a big time show right there. This Mansfield team able to come through, get that win when it's said and done. And again, it looks like they just took their game to a next level on the day, on this final day. Agent K showing up, doing great things with the ball, with the play. For the Cambry Taipans, it was a strong season. They went long, they went far, and it felt like this could have been their chance to win it out, but unfortunately, up against the peaking Mansfield, Agent K doing disgusting things on the pitch, and that's going to be the story for this one. But look, no matter which way you look at it, they played a strong series from top to bottom, and the Taipans, I feel like, can hold their heads high, as can every school that participated in this event. It's been a fun season, an interesting season, and one, you know, that could be telling for things to come. Look, we're going to have more exciting Rocket League in the future as well going into next year. Just because 2022 is coming to its close does not mean HSL is coming to its close as well. We're going to be back bigger and better than ever next season, so do keep your eyes on this space. Follow along to XP along with all the socials. If you haven't put a team together yet, it's not too early. Start putting it together now. Talk to your teacher. Start putting it through. One last look at our brackets right here. The quarterfinals went pretty one way. The semifinals, there's a typo. I don't know. No, it's not. Actually, it was 4-2. I thought it was 4-3, but no, sorry. That's just the overtime that went 5+ minutes, essentially making it into what felt like a 7-game series. And then our grand final is what it was, the 4-1 victory for Mansfield in the end. Forest Lake Green surprisingly getting upset in that semifinal, and I'd love to see the VODs. I really would love to see the VODs on that one. But a big shout out to all the Div 2 teams who showed up here today as well, and a congratulations to the Season 3 champions in Mansfield. They get their title card. They get their screen. They're going to be getting some EPOS headsets as well as our runner-ups in the Cambry Taipan. So a big congratulations to both of them. And a big thank you as well to all of our sponsors of this event. Inspire Tech, again, providing tools used by the teams to help with coaching, helping with studying, help bringing out the best performance from all the students participating in this. For Computer Alliance, for providing the tech for this event to allow us to stream it out there to you. And, of course, to EPOS as well, our prize provider providers, you know, supplying those sick headsets to all the winners and runners-up here today. It's been a fantastic season, and again, only the start, I think, of greater things to come. My name has been Maximilian Thorvald Newman. Go by Formal Casting. Follow me on Twitter, and until next year, we'll catch you out there. Have a great summer break, everybody. There we go! What a round! I called it!
Feel the wind on the back of my neck, chasing the horizon. Sun is going down, we ain't headed home yet. I can feel it building, pressure so high.